Hello students, today we will learn about defects of images, or in other words what we say as aberrations formed in the lenses, in the image formation due to lenses. So what we are reading today is aberrations. Aberrations are defects that are formed by the lenses in the formation of images. So in other words we can say these are defects in images formed by lenses. These are called as aberrations. Now generally what happens is, whatever derivation for lens maker formula, for refraction at spherical surface, for concave mirror, for your convex lens, thin lens formula, whatever derivations you have learned up till now in the terms of ray optics, you will see that there is always an assumption that we have considered optical axis, or the object to be placed at optical axis, with a concept of para-axial rays, that is the rays which form very small angles, right? But since we have considered this as assumption, it is not always true, because the object might also lie at an axis other than the optical axis, that is, it is off the optical axis. In that cases, the light rays, due to variation of refractive indices of the lens with respect to various wavelengths, with the respect of various wavelengths of the non-monochromatic light, that is white light, we can say, when a white light is incident from the object to on the lens, it gets dissipated, it gets dispersed into 7 visible colors, due to which all the 7 visible colors will have a different wavelength and all will have a different refractive indices with compared to lens, that is the refractive indices of the lens, and hence the focal length of all the visible colors will be different for each color. And this we have already talked in terms of the lecture of prism, that focal length, since wavelength of red light is greater than wavelength of violet light in the visible region, hence by the formula of lens maker, since mu is inversely proportional to your wavelength, we can say that since it is mu minus 1, this will be 1 by f. So focal length is directly proportional to wavelength, and hence focal length of red will be greater than focal length of violet. This means when a light ray is incident parallel to principal axis, the focal length of red light and the focal length of violet light both will be different. Then that means the violet light will converge at a much smaller distance as compared to red light. This means red light focal length will be greater and violet light focal length will be smaller. So the distance or the difference between the focal point of red light and focal point of violet light is actually called as axial or longitudinal chromatic aberration. Now what do you mean by aberration? When the object itself is placed off the optical axis and its image is not formed very sharply, and also the size of the image is somewhat not accurate according to the calculations of the lens, then that such type of lens and such type of defects, and also when you are not talking about a monochromatic light, the light consists suppose of bi-light. So if a white light is incident, then from a white object the image formed will not be white, because there will be number of overlapped images due to different visible colors and of their different visible focal lengths. So the aberration that is caused due to multiple colored images formed of the single image due to white light incident on the lens is called as chromatic aberration. Chrome. It comes from the word chrome, that itself means color. That means when a white light will be incident on the lens due to change in refractive index and due to change in focal length, due to wavelength, different wavelength of the different colors regions, there will be multiple number of overlapped images, and due to which the image formed will not be distinguished as a visible image, and hence that aberration is called as chromatic aberration. Chromatic aberration. And the distance or the difference between these two maximum and minimum focal length of the same visible region of the same object, this difference of del f is actually called as axial or longitudinal chromatic aberration. Axial or longitudinal chromatic aberration. Understood? So we have to calculate this chromatic aberration. How do we calculate? We have the formula 1 by f equals to mu minus 1 by r1 minus 1 by r2. Suppose there is a lens and we are having violet and red both lights, because there is a white light being incident on the lens. So we can say differentiating with respect to refractive index, we partially we are doing differentiation, right? Partially differentiating with respect to mu, so it will be minus 1 by f square del f equals to del mu, and this will be 1 by r1 minus 1 by r2. Let us suppose this is your first equation. Now this del f is actually your focal length of red minus focal length of violet. This is the difference between the two lengths. This is focal length of red and this is focal length of violet. So they both are different. So the difference between the two visible focal lengths of the lens is called as del f, that is chromatic aberration we are talking about. So now when we understand the concept, now let us suppose this is first equation and this is your second equation. So dividing second equation by first, what we get is minus del f by, now you see to it, when you are dividing this part and this part, what you can say it as, if you can, let us suppose you can write the value also, correct? So when you write the value, you will judge it as, let us suppose you are not dividing it. Let us, we have minus del f by f as one place into 1 by f as one place equals to del mu 1 by r1 minus 1 by r2. Correct? Now 1 by f is mu minus 1, 1 by r1 minus 1 by r2, and this is del mu 1 by r1 minus 1 by r2. So I suppose these both will be cancelled out, and your complete equation or formula becomes minus del f by f equals to del mu by mu minus 1. So we can write it as del f by f equals to, or you can say it as del f equals to minus of del mu minus 1 into focal length. Now since you are talking about variation in refractive index, so this variation in refractive index can be written as violet minus red, because refractive index of violet will be greater than refractive index of red due to refractive index inversely proportional to the wavelength. Correct? So we can write it here, del f equals to minus of mu of violet minus mu of red upon mu minus 1 into focal length. And this is, since we are talking about mean, so when we talk about mean, it is yellow light in the case of visible region, so it can be written as for yellow light also. So this is your basic formula for chromatic aberration, that is axial or longitudinal chromatic aberration. Now comes the word achromatism. What do you mean by the term called achromatism? The method of removing the chromatic aberration by using a set or combination of two lenses is called as, the phenomenon, the method is called as achromatism. The method to minimize the chromatic aberration with the help of combination of two lenses of two opposite natures, we can say that method is called as achromatism. Now, how to use the concept of achromatism? How we will come to know that how the chromatic aberration, that is the number of colored images formed, can be minimized or removed. Now, this achromatism means you have to remove chromatic aberration, means del f should be 0. So this del f should be 0. So that means when we are using two lenses, let us suppose we have first lens 1 of having focal length f1 and dispersive power as omega 1. Now you can again see it, this is the term called as dispersive power. We have already read it in terms of when we were reading the lecture of prism, right? Dispersion in prism. So this is omega. Omega means this is your concept of omega into fy, or this is your focal length into minus, correct? So you can also say that del f by f can be written as omega. This can also be written, okay? So let us suppose lens 1 has the focal length f1 and it has the dispersive power omega 1. And lens 2 that you are using, because you will be using a combination of two lenses, that is called as chromatic doublet. Make sure you have the word chromatic doublet, that is combination of two lenses when they are placed in contact with each other and they do not have gap in between them. Lens 2 has the focal length f2 and this is omega 2. Suppose this is lens 1 and this is lens 2. So lens 1 and lens 2. Both should be of opposite nature. This can also be proved and we will prove it. Now see, if you find the equivalent focal length, the formula will be 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2 equals to 1 by f. Now again differentiating, partially differentiating, we can write it as del f by f1 by f1 square minus del f by del f2 by f2 square is equals to minus del f by f square. And since for removing the chromatic aberration we have to make del f as 0, so this concept will be 0, correct? Now what can be done is, when we are removing the chromatic aberration, so we should know that if this part is 0, so we can write it as minus del f by f1 square minus del f2 by f2 square equals to 0. That means del f1 by f1 into 1 by f1 plus del f2 by f2 into 1 by f2 should be 0, and del f by del f1 by f1 will be your dispersive power omega 1 and your del f2 by f2 will be your dispersive power omega 2, correct? Now okay, this minus sign is only indicating that is of opposite nature, right? So we don't have to be much concerned about this thing. Now we can write it as omega 1 by f1 plus omega 2 by f2 should be 0. This is the concept of the formula for removing chromatic aberration when you are using two lenses of opposite nature. And how can you prove that it is of two lenses of opposite nature? See, you can write it as omega 1 by f1 equals to minus omega 2 by f2. So f1 by f2 becomes minus of omega 1 by omega 2. This means dispersive power is never negative. Dispersive power will always be positive. And hence the focal length f1 and f2, one will be negative. As one you will put it positive, the other will be negative. And if you put one as negative, the other will be positive. That means they both are having focal length of opposite natures. This means the lenses that you will use, the combination of two lenses that you are using will have different or opposite natures. If one will be concave, then the other will be, if one will be convex, then the other will be concave. If one will be concave, the other will be convex. So here we will use the crown glass as concave, that is convex, that is converging, and the flint glass as diverging. Now what if they both have some separation between them. It is not possible that both the time the lenses should be mutually in contact with each other. There can also be a condition when both the lenses will be separated from each other by some d distance, and that also we have read earlier, so we will derive the condition for that part also. I hope this is understood. This is basically a part of competition that we have to learn, and these type of questions are asked in JEE, NEET, KPY, and all the other competitive exams. Now, suppose the two lenses are kept at some distance from each other. Let us suppose this is distance D, this is f1 focal length, this is f2 focal length for the other lens. This is first lens and this is second lens, correct? Now this is having a focal length f1 and this is having a focal length f2, and they both have the distance between them as d. So the combination for the total focal length will be that we have also derived in the earlier derivations. And now what can be done is, so now by differentiating we will get minus del f1 by f1 square minus del f2 by f2 square. Now keep minus d outward, and this is 1 by f1 that you will be differentiating. So 1 by f2 will be constant and 1 by f1 will be minus del f1 by f1 square. Again you are keeping 1 by f1 as constant, and then you are differentiating f2, so that will be minus del f2 by f2 square, and this will be minus del f by f square, this part. And since for achromatism, that is del f should be 0. For removing chromatic aberration, the difference between the focal length of red and violet lights should be 0. That is, both the focal length should coincide with each other. Only one focal length should remain. So since this is 0, this will be 0. We can write it as del f1 by f1 square minus del f2 by f2 square minus of d. This can be written as minus del f1 by f1 f2, 1 by f1 f2, and minus del f1 by f1 plus 1 by f1 f2 minus del f2 by f2, that is 0. You can see it is f1 square, so I kept one f1 with the f2 and one f1 beneath del f1, and the same can be done here. Now if you remember, all these minus part will be common and it will be 0. So del f1 by f1 is omega 1, so this will be omega 1 by f1 plus omega 2 by f2. This minus is common, so plus d. Now this is 1 by f1 f2 omega 1 plus 1 by f1 f2, and this is omega 2, that is 0. Again you can say that omega 1 by f1 plus omega 2 by f2, and this can be written as plus d omega 1 d by f1 f2 common omega 1 plus omega 2 becomes 0. I hope you understand this part. Note it down. And here also, when minus and minus becomes common, so this and minus, then this minus can also be taken as common, and this becomes plus. When these are removed, this becomes plus, and when this becomes plus, so minus minus is common and this becomes minus, correct? Now we can see that omega 1 by f1 plus omega 2 by f2 is equals to d by f1 f2 into omega 1 plus omega 2. Now see, when you will take these as LCM, so your equation will be omega 1 f2 plus omega 2 f1 upon f1 f2 equals to d by f1 f2 omega 1 plus omega 2. This will be cancelled out, and hence your equation for d becomes omega 1 f2 plus omega 2 f1 divided by omega 1 plus omega 2. That means they should have a minimum separation given by this formula. I hope you understand. Note it down. Now suppose we have the case two lenses are of same material. When they are of same material, that means their dispersive powers will be same. So omega 1 will be equals to omega, and by that equation we will have omega d equals to f1 plus f2 plus divided by 2. So your f1, your focal length, should be less than your separation between focal length of first should be less than the separation between the two lenses, and if they both are of the same material, the minimum separation for removing the chromatic aberration should be the average of the sum of average of the two focal lengths of both the lenses, if they are not in contact with each other. If they are in contact with each other, then the previous equation will be valid. Now we have to read about another aberration that is called as monochromatic aberration, and in that there are many parts, but the most important part in monochromatic aberration is you are talking about monochromatic aberration. That means when you are using monochromatic light instead of white light. So chromatic aberration itself is removed because there is no concept of different colors found, because you have single color light, that is monochromatic light. But in that case also, the image of the object is not exactly formed as per the size calculations. Why is it so? That we call it as spherical aberration. Suppose you are having a lens, so these will be marginal rays and these will be paraxial rays. So when you are talking about paraxial rays, they will have the image formed at a larger distance than as compared to the marginal rays. You are talking about marginal. They will be forming images at a very smaller distance. So when you see these both rays actually forms images somewhat which forms this circle of confusion. This is called as circle of confusion. Let us suppose this is the image formed by the two rays. So since it is perpendicular to the optical axis or your principal axis, then if you can place a screen here, you will find a circular patch of some diameter AB being observed at your screen. That circular patch that is observed on the screen will be called as circle of least confusion. If you place a screen here, this whole circle, this spherical structure will be on that screen and you will find it as a circle. So you can say that it can be called as circle of least confusion. And these type of aberrations or defects in images are called as spherical aberrations. There are many other aberrations, but it has several types. One is spherical, then it is coma, it is curvature, it is distortion, and the other one is astigmatism. These are the main common monochromatic aberrations, out of which we only have to study about spherical aberration. This is spherical aberration concept. I hope aberrations are clear. Now we will be reading about optical instruments. अब सबसे पहले ये समझना जरूरी है, why do we need optical instruments and what do you mean by the term called optical instruments? देखिएगा, ये कोई नॉर्मल आई है. इस नॉर्मल आई के पास दो पॉइंट्स है. एक होता है इसका नियर पॉइंट और एक होता है इसका फार पॉइंट. फार पॉइंट नॉर्मल आई का इंफिनिटी होता है और नियर पॉइंट हम जनरली 25 सेंटीमीटर यानी कि लीस्ट डिस्टेंस ऑफ डिसइंविजन कहते हैं. द एंगल द साइज ऑफ द ऑब्जेक्ट इज एक्चुअली डिस्क्राइब्ड by the angle subtended by the object itself at the arc. That angle is called as visual angle. अब सपोज ऑब्जेक्ट यहाँ पर है, तो यहाँ से आई के ऊपर कोई एंगल बनेगा विद रिस्पेक्ट टू प्रिंसिपल एक्सिस, करेक्ट? ऐसे करके कुछ यहाँ से यूं, तो ये कोई एंगल बन रहा है। जैसे जैसे आप ऑब्जेक्ट को पास लाएंगे, इमेज की साइज बढ़ती चली जाएगी और रेटिना के ऊपर बनने वाली इमेज और बड़ी होती चली जाएगी। लेकिन कब तक? जब तक एक विजुअल एंगल की कोई लिमिट है तब तक। और वो लिमिट कहां पर आती है? हमारी आंखें, our eyes can view with no strain on their muscles up to a distance of least distance of distinction, very clearly। यानी कि अगर हमारा ऑब्जेक्ट 25 सेंटीमीटर पे या उससे पीछे है, तो फिर हमारी आईज पे बनने वाली, रेटिना पे बनने वाली इमेज हमें क्लियरली डिस्टिंग्विशेबल, इजीली व्यूएबल होती है। सपोज ये ऑब्जेक्ट 25 सेंटीमीटर से आगे आ गया, नाउ देयर इज अ लिमिट ऑन विजुअल एंगल। अब इमेज क्लियर विजिबल नहीं होगी हमारी नॉर्मल अनएडेड आई को। अनएडेड आई मतलब जिसके पास कोई चश्मा नहीं हो, कोई एक्स्ट्रा एफर्ट, कोई भी एक्स्ट्रा लेंस आपने यूज नहीं कर रहे हैं। तो नॉर्मल आई के लिए विजुअल एंगल की जो लिमिट होती है, जो इमेज को क्लियरली देखने की लिमिट होती है, वो होती है उससे 25 सेंटीमीटर के डिस्टेंस पे, विच इज कॉल्ड एज लीस्ट डिस्टेंस ऑफ डिस्टिंक्ट विजन, दैट इज डिनोटेड बाय कैपिटल डी। सो टू व्यू the image more brightly, more clearly, and also more in size, that is high in size, you need to have a greater magnification. And now that magnification for a normal unaided eye is being limited by the visual angle, by the least distance of distinct vision। इससे पहले, इससे नियर आप ऑब्जेक्ट को रख नहीं सकते इससे कम डिस्टेंस पे, क्योंकि वो क्लियरली नहीं बनाएगा इमेज रेटिना पे। तो इसके लिए आपको उसका मैग्निफिकेशन और बढ़ाने के लिए आपको और क्या जरूरत होती है? ऑप्टिकल इंस्ट्रूमेंट, जैसे कि माइक्रोस्कोप, टेलीस्कोप, ये सब आपके ऑप्टिकल इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स हैं, जिनकी मदद से आप अपने ऑब्जेक्ट के अंदर अपनी इमेज में मैग्निफिकेशन कर सकते हो, रादर देन नॉर्मल आई पे जो लिमिटेशंस थी उसके बाद भी उसमें मैग्निफिकेशन हो सकते हैं। एक नॉर्मल आई से भी ज्यादा अच्छा मैग्निफिकेशन आप उसे प्रोड्यूस करा सकते हो। आप उसकी लिमिटेशंस ऑफ 25 सेंटीमीटर को रिमूव कर सकते हो। इसलिए आपको किसकी जरूरत होती है? एक ऑप्टिकल इंस्ट्रूमेंट की। तो हमारे केस में जो पहला ऑप्टिकल इंस्ट्रूमेंट हम पढ़ रहे हैं, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज सिंपल माइक्रोस्कोप। A simple microscope is only just a simple convex lens in which our object is actually placed between the focal length of convex lens, between the focus of the convex lens and the optical center of the convex lens. Now, when one light is projected as incident parallel to the principal axis, it will, after refraction, pass through the focus on the other side, right? And one will pass somewhat here through the optical center, which will retrace its path. I hope this is correct. This is known. We have already read about the ray diagrams, correct? So when we will forward it in the reverse direction, we will notice that an image will be formed somewhat here. This is an object AB. This is an image A dash B dash. Let us suppose the image is formed at the least distance of distinct vision, that is 25 centimeter itself. So the magnification of this simple microscope is generally given by angle subtended by the image at eye divided by angle subtended by object at eye. This angle generally we take as beta, this we take as alpha. This is angle subtended by the image at the eye to the ratio of angle subtended by the object when placed at a near point. जनरली इसको ऐसे समझिए कि अभी इसमें एक कॉन्वेक्स लेंस लगा हुआ है तो ये नॉर्मल आई नहीं है, ये एडेड आई है, मतलब इट हैज यूज्ड सम एड एक्सटर्नल एफर्ट्स इन टर्म्स ऑफ कॉन्वेक्स लेंस। तो इस आईज के ऊपर आपने कॉन्वेक्स लेंस को यूज किया, आपने स्पेक्स लगा दिए, यू हैव अ पावर लेंसेस, ठीक है ना, तो वो आपने लगाया। तो अभी इमेज जितना एंगल आई पे बनाएगी उसका रेशियो डिवाइडेड बाय, जब आपके पास में विदाउट अनएडेड कंडीशन में, जब लेंस नहीं होता तो आईज की कंडीशन क्या थी कि आईज से 25 सेंटीमीटर के डिस्टेंस पे आपका ऑब्जेक्ट होता, तब जो एंगल वो बनाता दैट वाज अल्फा। जब आईज पे 25 सेंटीमीटर का डिस्टेंस हो, डायरेक्टली आईज पे आपने कोई भी एक्स्ट्रा लेंस वगैरह यूज नहीं किया है, और आपका ऑब्जेक्ट से आई के ऊपर जो एंगल बन रहा है वो अल्फा है। इफ दिस इज ऑब्जेक्ट AB देन दिस इज आल्सो द ऑब्जेक्ट AB। मतलब एक तो आपने जब ऑब्जेक्ट AB को कहीं भी किसी भी पॉइंट पे रखा हो, जनरली आप उसको ऑप्टिकल सेंटर और फोकस के बीच में रख देते हो कि 25 सेंटीमीटर से कम का डिस्टेंस मिल जाता है। तो विद लेंस इमेज ने जो एंगल बनाया दैट इज, ये इमेज का एंगल है, जो आई को बना रहा है दैट इज बीटा। और विदाउट लेंस जब आपका ऑब्जेक्ट, आपकी उसकी मैक्सिमम जो उसकी लिमिट थी वो थी 25 सेंटीमीटर, उससे पहले आप नहीं रख सकते थे। तो 25 सेंटीमीटर पे जब रखा हुआ था तब जो उसने एंगल बनाया दैट वाज अल्फा। नाउ इन दोनों एंगल्स का जो रेशियो है दैट इज जनरली, that is tan beta tangent of this angle to the tangent of alpha. This ratio is called as magnification of your optical instrument. That is called as angular magnification because you are writing in terms of angles. So optical instrument always has angular magnification. Linear, lateral, longitudinal, we have already read in various type of lenses and mirrors. Now we have to read about angular magnification, that is in terms of angles. Tangent of angle. Tan beta, tan alpha. Now if you can see here by triangle ABP, triangle ABP, that is tan beta, so that will be AB upon BP, and this will be the object distance. Let us suppose this is UE and this will be minus because the direction of incident ray is in this direction. And now triangle AB, and this you can take it as I. AB, this will be tan alpha is equals to AB divided by BE, that will be minus D because incident direction will be in this, AB upon minus of D, and this will be AB upon, this is BP, so this becomes AB upon minus of UE, ABP, and this is ABE, correct? Now put both the expressions here and your magnification will be, your magnification will be AB upon minus of UE divided by AB upon your minus of D. Minus minus cancel, AB cancel, this becomes D by UE. So our magnification is D by UE. Now let us suppose we have one case. Case 1, when image, final image is at infinity. जब ये फाइनल इमेज इंफिनिटी पे बनाएगा, तो इमेज इंफिनिटी पे बनाने का मतलब क्या है कि ऑब्जेक्ट जो है वो फोकस पे रखा हो, तभी तो इमेज लेंस की इंफिनिटी पे जाती है, तो मतलब ऑब्जेक्ट फोकस पे है। अगर UE FE है तो मैग्निफिकेशन कितना हो गया, D by FE, दिस विल बी योर मैग्निफिकेशन। सपोज केस 2, when final image is at least distance of distinct vision, क्योंकि इमेज इससे पहले बनेगी तो वो आपको फिर क्लियरली दिखाई नहीं देगी। लीस्ट डिस्टेंस ऑफ डिस्टिंक्ट विजन यानी मिनिमम इमेज के लिए ये डिस्टेंस तो आपको रखना ही पड़ेगा। पहले ये ऑब्जेक्ट का डिस्टेंस था विदाउट एन अनएडेड आई, मतलब डायरेक्ट जो आई के ऊपर हम डिस्कस कर रहे थे वो, और अब कॉन्वेक्स लेंस के साथ इमेज कम से कम 25 सेंटीमीटर की दूरी पर पड़नी चाहिए। Least distance of distinct vision, that is D, right? So V will be minus D and U will be, UE will be, let us suppose this is minus UE. So by the formula of lens formula, if we apply, this will be 1 by F. Let us suppose this is focal length is FE, correct? Now, so if this is minus UE and this is minus D by lens formula, So now you have minus 1 by d plus 1 by ue is equals to 1 by fe. Multiply both sides by capital D. Now this is minus 1 plus d by ue is equals to d by fe. This is your m, magnification. So m becomes d by ue is your m. So m is d by fe plus this minus 1 goes there, so it will become plus 1. So your magnification becomes 1 plus d by fe when image is formed at least distance of distinct vision. Understood? Sometimes in competition it says here we have considered that the lens and eye are very much nearer, that is they are approximately in contact with each other. But sometimes it is said that the distance between the lens and eye is also given. Distance between your lens and your eye is, let us suppose, A. So your V will be minus of D minus A. Then that your formula becomes 1 plus D minus A divided by focal length of your convex lens. If the distance between eye and lens is given separately in the optical instrument question. If it is not given, then you have to consider that both lens and eye are very nearer, that is the separation between them is nearly negligible. But if it is given, you have to consider that part. I hope this is understood. Note it down. Now, suppose we have one question. Let us do an illustration based on this instrument. Suppose there is a moon whose image is focused by a converging lens of focal length 50 centimeter onto a screen. एक मून की लेंस जिसकी फोकल लेंथ 50 सेंटीमीटर है, कन्वर्जिंग लेंस, उसके थ्रू उसकी इमेज को फोकस करके एक स्क्रीन पे लाया गया और फिर उस स्क्रीन के ऊपर जो इमेज फॉर्म हुई है उसको आपने आईज से देखा और आईज से वो इमेज 25 सेंटीमीटर के डिस्टेंस पे बन रही थी. फाइंड द एंगुलर मैग्निफिकेशन. तो सबसे पहले हम अगर रे डायग्राम बनाएंगे तो जो भी इससे रे डायग्राम बनेगा तो वो यहाँ कहीं इसकी एक इमेज बना लेगा. ये इमेज होगी, ठीक है. मान लो कि ये मून की जो इमेज है इसका डायमीटर डी है. तो अगर ये अल्फा एंगल यहाँ बना रहा है ऑब्जेक्ट के ऊपर बनाने वाला एंगल, तो वही एंगल ये यहाँ बनाएगा अल्फा, और ये मून हमारे लिए इंफिनिटी पे होगा. तो अगर मून इंफिनिटी पे है तो इमेज उसकी फोकस बनेगी, यानी लेंस की फोकल लेंथ पे इसकी इमेज बन रही है. और ये इमेज जिस स्क्रीन पे बन रही है वो यहाँ आईज से 25 सेंटीमीटर के डिस्टेंस पे, यानी डी. तो ये वो एंगल हो गया जो आईज पे बनना चाहिए, दैट इज बीटा. तो अगर आप बात करेंगे तो बीटा की बात करें तो लेट अस सपोज आईज से बना रहे हैं तो बीटा को हम d बाय कैपिटल डी लिख सकते हैं, और ऐसे ही अल्फा को हम d बाय f लिख सकते हैं, राइट. और मैग्निफिकेशन हमने क्या बोला था, बीटा बाय अल्फा. सो दिस इज d बाय d इज इक्वल्स टू d बाय f. दिस कैंसिल, सो f बाय d. f is what, 50 centimeter and your d is 25 centimeter. So your focal length will be 2. Magnification will be 2. Your magnification of your optical instrument through a convex lens of focal length 50 centimeter will be 2. I hope you understand this part. Correct? And since it is a converging lens, the image formed will be real, and real and inverted, so it will be minus 2. Understood? So your perfect answer will be minus 2. चलिए, अब हमने अभी सिंपल माइक्रोस्कोप का मैग्निफिकेशन टर्म वी हैव रेड एज 1 plus d by fe. If we increase this FE, the magnification, if we decrease this FE, this term rises and then this is added. So magnification increases, correct? Focal length by decreasing the value of FE, that is focal length of the lens towards the eye, magnification can be increased. But due to constructional limitations, constructional limits of lens, its focal length cannot be decreased beyond a certain value. हम उसको ज़्यादा कम नहीं कर सकते, पर मैग्निफिकेशन हमें और ज़्यादा चाहिए. So now for larger magnification we use two lenses, and this is called as compound microscope. हमें मैग्निफिकेशन और ज़्यादा चाहिए, लेकिन हम वो सिंपल माइक्रोस्कोप से नहीं ले सकते, बिकॉज उसकी फोकल लेंथ उसके कंस्ट्रक्शन लिमिट्स के हिसाब से बहुत एक पर्टिकुलर वैल्यू तक ही हम डिक्रीज कर पाएंगे. तो इसके लिए अब हम एक लेंस नहीं दो लेंसेज यूज करेंगे, और फिर उस पर्टिकुलर ऑप्टिकल इंस्ट्रूमेंट को हम नाम क्या देते हैं, कंपाउंड माइक्रोस्कोप. तो अब हम पढ़ रहे हैं कंपाउंड माइक्रोस्कोप. The name itself reveals compound means mixture. Mixture means you are using not one lens, you are using two lenses, right? Now this is compound microscope, and it will use two lenses. One will be towards the object, lens towards object, जो object के पास रखा गया हो, that is called as objective lens. And the ones that is towards or nearer to eye, that is called as eyepiece. Both are converging, that is convex in nature, but this has short or smaller focal length or aperture, focal length of objective, and this has larger or greater aperture than your objective, that is its focal length will be FE. So you are considering that f0 is very less than FE. Reason, objective lens is placed very nearer to your object, so you don't need much of the light to accommodate fully, right? So that means your objective lens can have shorter focal length and shorter aperture, because light accommodation is not very much higher, because they are very nearer to the object. So now this is the property, and what is the construction phenomenon? See, suppose you have an objective lens, you have a convex lens, and object AB is placed beyond the focal length of this objective lens. So it has the optical center O, so you can determine by O that it is objective. And this AB, since it is beyond the focus of beyond the focus of your objective lens, it will form a real and inverted image on the opposite side of the lens. So I suppose it will be forming an image somewhat here, real and inverted. This will be an intermediate image formed A dash B dash. But the eyepiece is adjusted with the objective lens in such a way that the image formed by the objective will act as an object for the eyepiece, and it will lie between the focus and the optical center of the eyepiece. So it will have a larger aperture than your objective. This is the optical center, and this will be the focal length of your eyepiece. So now this object, this image of objective will act as an object for eyepiece, and this will form a virtual and direct image with respect to object A dash B dash. So one light ray goes parallel and the other passes from the optical center. So now this is the eye, and we are forming the image which is somewhat here, correct? This is the image formed, and this is your final image A double dash B double dash, which is, let us suppose, formed at the least distance of distinct vision, correct? So now you can see that this can be written as V0, that is image distance of objective. This will be object distance of objective. This will be object distance of eyepiece, and this will be image distance of eyepiece. And the light ray will be in this direction, incidenting in this direction, correct? Now, if you see the image, the final image forms an angle beta, and we have already learned about this, that object should be minimum with your unaided eye. Your object should be forming an angle at a distance capital D from your eye without an unaided concept, right? जब कुछ नहीं लगा रखा होगा कोई लेंस वगैरह, तो कम से कम ऑब्जेक्ट की लिमिट डिस्टेंस कितनी होनी चाहिए? 25 सेंटीमीटर। तो एंगुलर मैग्निफिकेशन के लिए एक तो होगा tan बीटा और एक होगा tan अल्फा। tan बीटा हम निकाल लेते हैं इस ट्राइंगल से, ये रहा, ठीक है ना? तो हमारा जब हम ट्राइंगल से निकालेंगे तो ट्राइंगल A डैश B डैश E की बात हो रही है, ये रहा A डैश B डैश E, ये ट्राइंगल है। तो tan बीटा विल बी this A dash B dash upon this minus of UV. So from triangle A dash B dash E, tan beta will be A dash B dash, and this will be below, so it can be minus divided by minus of UV. And from triangle AB, and this is, let us suppose, E, your tan alpha can be written as AB. It is measured above the pencil axis positive, and this is the direction of incident ray. You are measuring it like this. So this is minus of D. So your magnification becomes A dash B dash upon UV, because minus minus cancels, and this is AB divided by minus of D. So you can write it as A dash B dash upon AB into minus D by UV. This is your magnification equation number 1. Correct? Now, if you can notice the triangle ABO and A dash B dash O, triangle ABO is similar to triangle A dash B dash O. See, ABO and A dash B dash O. So you can write AB upon minus of A dash B dash, because this is below the pencil axis. It can be written as BO upon B dash O. And BO can be written as minus of U0 divided by B dash O can be written as plus of V0. So here it is A dash B dash upon AB. So minus and minus cancel. So A dash B dash upon AB becomes V0 upon U0, which can be placed here. So your magnification, this is placed in, this is placed here, right? So your magnification becomes A dash B dash की जगह क्या आ जाएगा? V0 upon U0 into minus of D by UV. Understood? Now, by using lens formula, where to do it? We will do it here. ठीक है? By using lens formula, 1 by V minus 1 by UV is equals to 1 by F. This is by using lens formula for eyepiece we are saying. So this is VE, UV, FE. Your VE is at minus D. Minus of this will be minus UV equals to 1 by focal length of eyepiece. Minus minus cancels, so minus 1 by D plus 1 by UV equals to 1 by FE. And if we can multiply this by capital D, let us suppose. So this equation becomes minus 1 plus d by ue is equals to 1 by fe. So your d by ue becomes 1 plus d by fe, which can be placed here, and the magnification formula can be minus, this minus goes out, upon v naught by u naught, and this can be written as 1 plus d by fe. So this is angular magnification of your compound microscope. Note it down. So this was the case when, this is case 1, when final image is at least distance of distinct vision, that is 25 centimeter. Suppose you are talking about the case 2, that this image is formed at infinity. When final image is at infinity, so that means your VE will be infinity, and then in that case your focal length and your object of your eyepiece should be at the same point, because then UE will be equals to FE. Then by lens formula, 1 by VE is equals to 1 by FE. This will be minus and this will be infinity. So 1 by infinity plus 1 by UV is equals to 1 by FE. In that case, UV becomes FE. So your magnification becomes minus of V naught by U naught in this equation into D by FE, when your final image is at infinity, and when it is a least distance of this vision, it is 1 plus D by FE. Sometimes, see, this is basically called as the length of the tube. The distance between the optical centers of the two lenses is called as optical length of the tube. दोनों लेंसेज के ऑप्टिकल सेंटर के बीच में जो डिस्टेंस है उसे हम लेंथ ऑफ द ट्यूब कहते हैं, दैट इज कैपिटल L. ठीक है, तो वो हम कैसे, उसकी टर्म्स में फॉर्मूला कैसे लिखेंगे वो भी हम समझ लेते हैं. देखिए आपने बोले ये पूरी कैपिटल L है, दैट इज लेंथ ऑफ द ट्यूब है. तो लेंथ ऑफ द ट्यूब में मतलब V नॉट, और ये हो गया आपका UE. तो एक्चुअली लेंथ ऑफ द ट्यूब है आपकी V नॉट प्लस UE, और UE को क्योंकि आप सिर्फ डिस्टेंस ले रहे हो तो आप मॉड में ले रहे हो, बिकॉज इट इज प्रैक्टिकली अ डिस्टेंस व्हिच इज ऑलवेज पॉजिटिव, राइट. तो ये हमारे लिए एक बेसिक फॉर्मूला है. अच्छा, अब आप एक चीज नोटिस कीजिए, क्योंकि इसकी इमेज बहुत ज्यादा नियरर है किसके, आईपीस के, तो ये क्लियर है कि V naught by F naught, this V naught and this F naught will be very much smaller. So V naught by F naught will be greater than 1, and your length of the tube, that is you are talking about this complete length, right? It will always be nearer, or you can say when the final image is at infinity, this UE becomes FE also. So you can, at final image, you can write it as UE plus FE, V naught plus FE, because this, when this becomes at infinity, final image, this will automatically be at the focus of your eyepiece, correct? So that means your equation will be either V naught plus mod of UE, or you can say it will be nearer to your focal length, and hence V naught by F naught will be greater than 1, and also your first image is very much, your this first image was intermediate image A dash B dash formed by your objective, is very much closer to your eyepiece. eyepiece के बहुत पास बन रही है हमारी पहली इमेज. तो अगर eyepiece के बहुत ज्यादा पास बन रही है हमारी पहली इमेज, तो हम साफ कह सकते हैं कि ये नेग्लिजिबल डिस्टेंस है, तो मतलब मैं L को नियरली इक्वल्स टू V नॉट मान सकता हूं. अगर ऐसा होता है, इतनी बात समझ में आ गई. लेट अस सपोज अगर ऐसा होता है, तो हम अगर लेंस फॉर्मूला लगाते हैं ऑब्जेक्टिव लेंस के लिए, तो 1 by V naught minus 1 by U naught will be equals to 1 by F naught, and this U naught will be negative. It will be negative, see, minus U naught, because it is measured in the opposite direction of incident ray. So, right, so 1 by V naught प्लस 1/u0 हो जाएगा क्योंकि ये माइनस का लोगे आप इक्वल्स टू 1/f0। इस पूरी इक्वेशन को मैं v0 से मल्टीप्लाई करता हूँ तो क्या बनेगा 1 plus v0/u0 is equals to v0/f0। This v0/u0 can be written as v0/f0 minus 1 and v0/f0 का रेशियो 1 से बहुत ज्यादा है क्योंकि इमेज डिस्टेंस बहुत ज्यादा है और फोकल लेंथ इसका बहुत शॉर्ट था। ऑब्जेक्टिव लेंस का फोकल लेंथ हमने पढ़ा था कि इट इज शॉर्टर, इट्स एपर्चर एंड इट्स फोकल लेंथ इज शॉर्टर because it needs less amount of light to capture to form an image because the object is very much nearer to the your objective lens. So this can be v0/u0 can nearly be written as v0/f0 since it is very greater than 1, so it can be negligible, minus 1 can be negligible. And then also this v0 can be written nearly equals to L, so v0/u0 is nearly equals to L/f0. So if you remember your formula for magnification, it was coming out to be minus v0/ue into d by ue, minus v0/u0 d by ue. So this can be written as L/f0. So your magnification becomes minus L/f0 d by ue. Again case 1, when final image is at least distance of distinct division, जब फाइनल इमेज कैपिटल D एंड 25 सेंटीमीटर बन रही है तो हमने जो पहले वाले केस में निकाला था उसकी हमने इक्वेशन निकाली थी कि ये d/f ही आ रहा था हमारे पास में। सो देन दैट केस बिकम्स, अभी हमने आप थोड़ा सा रिवाइंड करेंगे तो आपको पता चलेगा हमने इससे पहले एक केस निकाला था जिसके अंदर हमारी फाइनल इमेज जो है वो ये जो इक्वेशन है हमारे पास आ रही थी माइनस v0/u0 1 plus d/f लीस्ट डिस्टेंस के लिए। तो हमारे लिए ये हो गया v0/u0 की वैल्यू क्या आ गई L/f0, सो माइनस ऑफ L/f0 1 plus d/f। और केस 2 हो जाएगा when final image is at infinity, तो infinity के लिए केस हमारे पास आ रहा था माइनस v0/u0 d/f। तो हमारे पास ये हो जाएगा माइनस L/f0 d/f। दिस विल बी योर आंसर इन टर्म्स ऑफ लेंथ ऑफ द ट्यूब। अगर लेंथ ऑफ द ट्यूब में निकालना हो तो ये दोनों आंसर्स होंगे, देखना पड़ेगा इमेज क्या बन रही है, और अगर डायरेक्ट निकालना हो तो ये वाले आंसर्स होंगे अगर इमेज लीस्ट डिस्टेंस पे या इंफिनिटी में बन रही है। हमने दोनों केसेस फाइंड कर लिए इन टर्म्स ऑफ एल एंड इन विदाउट टर्म्स ऑफ लेंथ ऑफ द ट्यूब। Now we will be reading about astronomical telescope. अब astronomical telescope होता क्या है? Generally, compound microscope we use to view objects which are nearer to us, right, and which are very much smaller in size. While telescope, that is astronomical telescope, is used to view objects which are at very larger distances from us, like planets, or you can say stars and various astronomical bodies, heavenly bodies you see. तो astronomical telescope और compound microscope में क्या फर्क है? वहां पे जो ऑब्जेक्टिव यानी ऑब्जेक्ट की तरफ जो लेंस था, कंपाउंड माइक्रोस्कोप में शॉर्ट फोकल लेंथ होता था और शॉर्ट स्मॉलर एपर्चर। हियर इट इज लार्ज फोकल लेंथ and large aperture, correct? Because you require more gathering power accommodation for the lens. Light should be gathered more to form a bright and clear image. And your eyepiece will be of small focal length and small aperture, right? Now ये आपका कोई एस्ट्रोनॉमिकल टेलीस्कोप है इसमें ये आपका कन्वर्जिंग कॉन्वेक्स लेंस है विच इज ऑब्जेक्टिव और ऑब्जेक्ट आपका इनफाइनाइट डिस्टेंस पे है. So your images your light rays would be coming parallel to each other and they would be forming an image somewhat at this point. That is, let us suppose this is an image A dash B dash and this will be the focal plane of your, this is your, let us suppose, optical center of your objective and this will be the focal plane, that is focus point of your objective lens. So this will be f naught, क्योंकि अगर ऑब्जेक्ट इंफिनिटी पे है तो लाइट रेज पैरेलल आके उसके फोकस में मिलेंगी. ठीक है. अब यहाँ पे आपका लेट अस सपोज कोई आई पीस होगा और आई पीस की फोकल लेंथ कुछ इस तरीके से एडजस्टेड होगी कि ये ऑब्जेक्ट इसकी फोकल लेंथ और ऑप्टिकल सेंटर के बीच में आ जाएगा. रीजन ताकि ये इसकी इमेज को ये बनाए बिकॉज इधर तो आई है. तो मतलब पहले तो रियल इन्वर्टेड इमेज बनी, अब ये इमेज इसके लिए ऑब्जेक्ट है एंड दिस eyepiece will form a virtual and erect image for with respect to the object A dash B dash. But the final image formed will with respect to your initial object will be real and inverted and enlarged in the case of compound microscope also and astronomical telescope also. Okay. तो ये लाइट रे इधर और एक लाइट रे प्रिंसिपल एक्सिस, ये इसकी फोकल. ठीक है. तो दोनों जहां पे भी मीट करती हुई नजर आएंगी that will be your final image A double dash B double dash, correct, and these will be your eye. तो अब क्या होगा देखिए, this will be your VE minus of VE, this will be your minus of UE and your complete length of tube will be L which can be written as F naught plus mod of UE, F naught प्लस ये मॉड ऑफ यू बिकॉज लेंथ में आप डिस्टेंस को भी नेगेटिव नहीं लेते. अच्छा, अब ये एंगल आपका हो गया बीटा और ये एंगल ऑब्जेक्ट ने बनाया तो ये एंगल हो गया अल्फा. आपको ट्राइंगल नजर आ रहा है फ्रॉम ट्राइंगल ए डैश बी डैश ई. यहां से आपने निकाला tan बीटा which can be written as minus a dash b dash upon minus of ue and from triangle a dash b dash o यहां से आपने निकाला tan अल्फा a dash b dash o, ये अल्फा, तो tan अल्फा इज माइनस a dash b dash अपॉन o b dash. तो माइनस a dash b dash अपॉन o b dash will be f naught, that will be positive. So your magnification is tan beta divided by tan alpha which can be a dash b dash upon ue divided by a dash b dash upon f naught which will be minus because these both minus will be cancelled. This magnification will be minus of f naught divided by ue. This is the magnification or magnifying formula. Now when we are talking about lens formula, so for eyepiece it will be 1 by VE minus 1 by UE and this will be 1 by FE. This will be negative and this will also be negative, correct? So your answer becomes minus 1 by VE plus 1 by UE equals to 1 by FE, which gives you 1 by UE as 1 by VE plus 1 by FE. And if we take 1 by VE as common, let us suppose, so this can be written as 1 plus VE by FE, or you can also write it in this way that if you take 1 by FE as common, so it can be 1 plus FE by VE, correct? This 1 by UE can be placed here. So your formula for magnification becomes minus f naught, this is 1 by FE, 1 plus FE by VE. So this will be your general formula for magnification. Now if you are considering the case 1, what was case 1? When final image that is A double dash B double dash is at least distance of distinct division. तो इसका मतलब ये हो गया कि V की वैल्यू D के बराबर होगी, तो माइनस V बराबर माइनस D, तो माइनस में कट गया तो हमने माना V की वैल्यू D के बराबर होगी. तो M की वैल्यू कितनी आ गई, माइनस एफ नॉट बाय एफ ई 1 प्लस एफ ई बाय D, and your length will be f naught plus mod of UV, that is length of the tube, distance between two optical centers of the two lenses. And case 2, when final image is at infinity, तो अगर इसको इंफिनिटी बनाना है तो आईपीस के लिए ऑब्जेक्ट उसके फोकस पे होना चाहिए. तो इसका मतलब ये हो गया कि अगर V को इंफिनिटी पुट करना है तो आईपीस के लिए ऑब्जेक्ट उसके फोकस पे होना चाहिए. तो अगर ये फोकस पे होना चाहिए तो ये वाला पार्ट V तो इंफिनिटी पे चला जाएगा, तो ये इंफिनिटी का मतलब ये पार्ट जीरो हो गया, क्योंकि नीचे इंफिनिटी मतलब जीरो. सो योर मैग्निफिकेशन विल बी माइनस एफ नॉट बाय एफ ई, एंड योर लेंथ ऑफ द ट्यूब विल बी एफ नॉट प्लस एफ ई. This will be your concept of magnification for astronomical telescope that you are reading here, when both the cases, that is the final image is formed at least distance of distinct vision and the final image is formed at infinity are being included. एक टेरेस्ट्रियल टेलीस्कोप और होता है जो कि हम जनरली, आपने देखा होगा कि अभी तो ये जो एस्ट्रोनॉमिकल टेलीस्कोप है ये रियल एंड इन्वर्टेड इमेज प्रोड्यूस कर रहा है फाइनली विद रिस्पेक्ट टू योर इनिशियल ऑब्जेक्ट, बट इट कैन नॉट बी यूज्ड to view distant objects that are available on earth only. For example, to view in a cricket match in a cricket stadium, अब वहाँ पे player is at a very large distance, but you need a telescope. When you need a telescope, you cannot have a player being visualized as real and inverted, right? So you need a erect image, and for that ये फॉर्म है टेरेस्ट्रियल टेलीस्कोप. और टेरेस्ट्रियल टेलीस्कोप में ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं करना है, मेन कहानी यही है कि ऑब्जेक्टिव यहाँ रहेगा, ये आपका आईपीस, इसकी शॉर्ट फोकल लेंथ होगी, बीच में आप एक लेंस और लगा दोगे कुछ इस तरीके से कि इसकी इमेज जो यहाँ बन रही थी वो अब इसकी इमेज यहाँ बनाए और इससे अब ये फाइनली इमेज यहीं बनाएगा, यहीं से इमेज बनाएगा. ठीक है ना. तो होगा क्या कि इसके तो फोकस पे है, यानी इसके तो इमेज फोकस पे है क्योंकि ये इनफिनिट पर अंदर आप इसके अंदर मैग्निफिकेशन इसका हमेशा +1 होगा, यानी कि ये कोई काम नहीं कर रहा है, ये सिर्फ इमेज को उल्टा कर रहा है, तो मैग्निफिकेशन इसका आपने +1 मान लिया. ठीक है ना. तो कहने का मतलब क्या है कि ये आपके लिए सिर्फ एक इन्वर्जन प्रोड्यूस कर रहा है, जो बीच में जो इंटरमीडिएट इमेज है सिर्फ उसके लिए. ठीक है. और उसको करने के लिए जब इसका मैग्निफिकेशन आपको सेम ही रखना है, तो इसका मतलब क्या है कि अगर ये इससे सेंटर ऑफ कर्वेचर पे, तो इधर भी ये सेंटर ऑफ कर्वेचर पे इमेज बनाएगा. सो ये डिस्टेंस टोटल 4f हो जाएगी इंटरमीडिएट की, और ये फिर आपका वही फोकल लेंथ ऑफ आईपीस हो जाएगा अगर आप इंफिनिटी पे बनाएंगे, या यूई हो जाएगा अगर आप इसको कहाँ पे बनाते हैं, लीस्ट डिस्टेंस ऑफ डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन. तो हमारे लिए प्रॉब्लम कुछ खास नहीं है. इसके लिए पहले केस में जब लीस्ट डिस्टेंस ऑफ डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन है तो व्हेन इमेज, बस आपने इमेज को सीधा बनाया है, फाइनल इमेज को, दैट इज रियल एंड इरेक्ट. ठीक है. तो व्हेन इमेज इज फॉर्म्ड एट लीस्ट डिस्टेंस ऑफ डिस्टिंक्ट विजन, तो आपके पास मैग्निफिकेशन का फॉर्मूला वही रहेगा, माइनस एफ नॉट बाई एफ ई 1 प्लस एफ ई बाई डी, जो आपका टेलीस्कोप वो एस्ट्रोनॉमिकल टेलीस्कोप का था. बस आपकी लेंथ जो है वो एफ नॉट प्लस 4f प्लस मॉड ऑफ यूई हो जाएगी. और सेकेंड केस में व्हेन इमेज, फाइनल इमेज इज फॉर्म्ड एट इंफिनिटी, तो वो आपका मैग्निफिकेशन तब भी उतना ही रखेगा क्योंकि इसका मैग्निफिकेशन तो 1 है, तो मैग्निफिकेशन तो माइनस एफ नॉट बाई एफ ई ही आएगा, पर अभी वाले प्लस हो जाएगा क्योंकि ये इरेक्ट बना रहा है. और लेंथ ऑफ द ट्यूब हो जाएगी एफ नॉट प्लस 4f प्लस एफ ई. दिस विल बी योर फाइनल आंसर्स. करेक्ट. सो ये सिर्फ आपको याद करने हैं, इनमें हमें ज़्यादा डेराइव कुछ नहीं करना है. वैसे ये सिर्फ एस्ट्रोनॉमिकल टेरेस्ट्रियल टेलीस्कोप है, कॉम्पिटिटिव कोर्स के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से है. आपके बोर्ड पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से इट इज ओनली द एस्ट्रोनॉमिकल टेलीस्कोप दैट हैज बीन इंक्लूडेड, और एक दूसरा दैट इज ये रिफ्रैक्टिंग टेलीस्कोप्स है. एक रिफ्लेक्टिंग टेलीस्कोप और होता है जिसको हम जनरली लेंस और मिरर के कॉम्बिनेशन से बनाते हैं, दैट इज रिफ्लेक्टिंग टेलीस्कोप। उसमें भी हमें कोई डेरिवेशन नहीं करना है, उसमें सिर्फ एडवांटेजेस डायरेक्ट आपको याद करने हैं। आई होप ऑप्टिकल इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स आर वेरी मच क्लियर टू यू, एंड विद दिस वी आर ओवर विद द टॉपिक optical instruments, including your defects of the images, your astronomical telescope, your terrestrial telescope, your simple microscope, and your compound microscope.